The ancient ones observed that water never fights, yet nothing can stand against it. It flows, it bends, it disappears into the earth, and still it shapes mountains. In the same way, the one who understands the nature of water does not struggle against evil. Instead, he allows the current of the universe to return all things to their rightful source. There are moments in life when dark intentions are sent toward you. Envy, hatred, and silent curses move like invisible arrows through the world. Many people react with anger or fear, but this only binds them to the very force they wish to escape. The wise person chooses another path, the path of water. Water holds memory. Every river carries the stories of the mountains it once touched. Every drop remembers the clouds it once lived in. Because of this, water has the quiet power to absorb and transform energy without resistance. When harmful intentions approach you, do not rush to fight them. Sit in stillness and place your attention on water. It may be a bowl of clean water, a flowing stream, or even the water that falls during rain. Look into it calmly. Breathe slowly. Let your mind become as clear as the surface of a quiet lake. Now imagine that every negative force sent toward you enters the water instead of your spirit. See it dissolve like dust falling into the ocean. Do not curse those who sent it. Do not hold their image with anger. Simply allow the water to do what it has always done, carry things back to where they belong. The universe moves in circles. What is sent out eventually returns to its origin. Water understands this better than anything in nature. The river that leaves the mountain will one day return as rain. The ocean that receives the rivers will send them back as clouds. Nothing is lost, it only travels. When you connect your intention with water, you are not sending revenge. You are restoring balance. The harmful energy is not kept within you, and it is not spread into the world. It simply returns to the place where it began, guided by the quiet intelligence of nature. But there is an important truth to remember. Your heart must remain clean during this practice. If your mind fills with hatred, the water cannot help you. Muddy water reflects nothing clearly. Only still water can mirror the sky. Therefore, let your thoughts become calm. Speak no harsh words. Let compassion remain even for those who act in ignorance. They too are part of the same ocean of existence, though they have forgotten it. Each morning, touch water with awareness. Wash your hands slowly. Feel the coolness against your skin. In that moment, silently say within yourself, what does not belong to my spirit may return to its source. Do not force it. Water never forces anything, yet it completes its journey every time. Over days and weeks, you will notice something change. The weight that once followed you will grow lighter. The strange heaviness around your life will begin to dissolve. Situations that once felt blocked will start to move again, just like a river that finally breaks through stone. This is the quiet law of balance. The world often teaches people to fight darkness with more darkness, but nature teaches another way. Water does not attack fire with anger. It simply exists in its true form, and the fire fades. When you learn from water, you become untouchable by many hidden harms. Not because you built walls, but because you allowed the current of the universe to carry things away. So remember this simple wisdom. Be clear like a still lake. Be patient like a deep river. And allow every shadow sent toward you to dissolve and return to the vast ocean from which all things arise. Water as a symbol of quiet power. Water does not fight or resist, yet it can shape mountains and transform landscapes. In the same way, a person can overcome negative forces not through aggression but through calmness, patience, and inner balance. In the quiet observation of nature, one truth becomes clear: the greatest power often moves without noise. Water is one of the most powerful forces in existence, yet it never shouts, never rushes to prove its strength, and never struggles to dominate what stands before it. It flows gently, bends around obstacles, and continues its path with patience. Over time, this quiet movement shapes valleys, carves through mountains, and transforms the land itself. From this simple element, a deep lesson about dealing with negativity and evil can be understood. Many people believe that strength means fighting back with equal force. When they feel attacked by jealousy, ill intentions, or unseen negative energy, they react with anger, resistance, or fear. But reacting in this way is like throwing stones into already troubled water. The disturbance only grows larger and the mind becomes more clouded. The energy that was meant to harm them begins to live inside them. Instead of freeing themselves from darkness, they unknowingly carry it within their own thoughts and emotions. Water teaches another way. When a river meets a rock, it does not argue with the rock. It does not try to destroy it in a moment. Instead, it moves around it, flows over it, and continues forward. Day after day, year after year, the rock slowly changes shape under the gentle persistence of water. What seems strong and immovable eventually yields to the patient current. This quiet strength is the essence of true spiritual protection. The person who understands the nature of water does not immediately react when negativity approaches. Instead, they remain calm, allowing their mind to become like a still lake. In still water, everything becomes clear. Distortions fade and truth reflects like the sky upon the surface. In the same way, a calm mind sees through the confusion created by harmful intentions. When someone sends anger, envy, or malice toward another, that energy seeks a place to land. If the heart of the receiver is filled with agitation, the energy finds a home there and begins to grow. But when the heart is peaceful and steady, the negativity cannot take root. It slides away just as rainwater slides off a smooth stone. This is why quiet strength is more powerful than open resistance. Water does not need to prove itself because its nature already contains balance. It accepts what comes, transforms what touches it, and continues its journey without holding on to the past. To live with the wisdom of water means learning to remain soft but unbreakable. Softness is often misunderstood as weakness, yet in nature it is often the most enduring force. The hardest stone can crack under pressure, but water simply changes form. It becomes a mist, a stream, a river, or an ocean, always adapting yet never losing its essence. When a person adopts this way of being, they stop becoming a battlefield for other people's darkness. They no longer carry the weight of every negative word or hidden intention. Instead, they allow these energies to pass through the current of life without attaching themselves to the heart. Over time, this calm presence begins to reshape the atmosphere around them. Just as a river slowly transforms the land it touches, a peaceful spirit quietly changes the energy of the spaces it enters. Conflict weakens, hostility softens, and balance begins to return. In this way, the lesson of water reveals that the greatest protection is not force but harmony. By becoming calm, patient, and clear like water, a person gains a strength that cannot easily be shaken by the storms of the world. Do not absorb negative energy when envy, hatred, or harmful intentions are directed toward you. Reacting with anger or fear only traps you in that energy. Instead, remain calm and allow the negative energy to pass without entering your spirit. There are moments in life when a person can feel the presence of negativity directed toward them. It may not always appear in obvious ways. Sometimes it arrives through harsh words, sometimes through silent jealousy, and sometimes through unseen intentions that create heaviness in the mind and heart. Many people immediately react to such energy with anger, fear, or frustration. They feel the need to defend themselves, to argue, or to return the same negativity they have received. Yet this reaction often creates a deeper problem because when you absorb negative energy, it begins to live inside you. The mind is like fertile soil. Whatever enters it has the potential to grow. When anger enters, it grows into more anger. When fear enters, it spreads into worry and doubt. In the same way, when the harmful intentions of others are allowed to settle in the heart, they begin to influence thoughts, emotions, and actions. A person who absorbs these energies may feel constantly tired, irritated, or restless without fully understanding why. Because of this, the wise path is not to absorb what does not belong to you. Just as the body naturally rejects poison, the spirit must learn to reject negativity without holding on to it. This does not mean pretending the problem does not exist. It means refusing to allow the darkness of others to take root within your own inner world. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through calm awareness. When someone sends hostility toward you, pause before reacting. Take a slow breath and allow your thoughts to settle. In that moment, imagine that the negative energy is like dust carried by the wind. If you chase it or fight it, it surrounds you and clouds your vision. But if you remain still, the dust eventually falls back to the ground on its own. Water offers a perfect reflection of this wisdom. When muddy water is stirred, it becomes cloudy and chaotic. Nothing can be seen clearly within it. But if the water is left untouched, the mud slowly settles to the bottom and the surface becomes clear again. The same process happens within the human mind. When you react with anger or fear, you stir the mud of the mind. When you remain calm, the disturbance settles naturally. Learning not to absorb negative energy requires practice. The world is full of situations that try to provoke reaction. Someone may insult you, misunderstand you, or speak behind your back. At first, the natural impulse is to defend your pride and return the same energy. But every time you choose calmness instead of reaction, you strengthen your inner stability. Over time, this stability becomes a shield. People may still send negative thoughts or emotions toward you, but they will not find a place to stay. Like rain falling onto a flowing river, the energy simply moves past without leaving a trace. Your peace remains untouched because you have learned the art of non-absorption. This practice does not make a person weak or passive. In fact, it creates a deeper form of strength. A person who cannot be easily disturbed by negativity holds a quiet power that others can feel. Their presence becomes steady, grounded, and difficult to shake. Problems that once felt overwhelming begin to lose their influence. Eventually, you realize an important truth: the negativity of others is not truly about you. It comes from their own confusion, pain, or ignorance. When you stop absorbing it, you stop carrying burdens that were never meant to belong to you. In this way, peace becomes a form of protection. The calmer your mind becomes, the less space there is for darkness to enter. Just like clear water reflects the sky without distortion, a peaceful heart reflects the world without being stained by the negativity that moves through it. Using water to cleanse and transform energy by focusing on water such as a bowl of water. Rain or a river, you can visualize harmful energy dissolving into it. Water symbolically absorbs and transforms negativity, returning it to the natural flow of the universe. Water has always been seen as one of the purest elements in nature. It cleanses the body, nourishes the earth, and gives life to every living thing. Yet beyond its physical power, water also carries a deeper symbolic meaning: purification, renewal, and transformation. Just as water washes away dust from the skin, it can also be used as a powerful symbol for releasing and transforming negative energy from the mind and spirit. Many people walk through life carrying invisible weight. This weight may come from the harsh words of others, jealousy directed toward them, or the silent negativity that sometimes surrounds human relationships. These energies often attach themselves to a person's emotions, creating feelings of heaviness, anxiety, or inner disturbance. Over time, if this energy is not released, it begins to affect one's clarity of mind and sense of peace. Water offers a simple yet powerful way to imagine the cleansing of these burdens. The process begins with stillness. When a person pauses and focuses their attention on water, something subtle begins to happen within the mind. It may be a bowl of clean water placed in front of you, a river flowing gently through nature, or even the sound of rain touching the earth. In that quiet moment, the mind begins to slow down and the breath becomes calm. As the mind settles, you can begin to imagine the negative energies that trouble you. These may appear as dark clouds, heavy shadows, or dust-like particles in your thoughts. Instead of fighting them or pushing them away with force, imagine placing them gently into the water. See them dissolving slowly, just as salt disappears when it touches the surface of a clear lake. This act of visualization is powerful because the mind responds deeply to symbols. Water naturally represents cleansing and movement. When you imagine negativity dissolving within it, the mind begins to release its grip on those energies. The tension that once felt tight inside the chest or the head slowly loosens, creating space for calmness to return. Another important part of this practice is intention. Water itself is neutral, but when your intention is calm and clear, it becomes a vessel for transformation. The key is not to focus on revenge or punishment toward anyone who may have sent negativity toward you. Instead, focus on release. Allow the water to carry away what no longer belongs within you. Think of a river after a heavy storm. The rain brings mud, leaves, and debris into the current, yet the river does not hold these things forever. It continues to flow, carrying them away until the water becomes clear again. In the same way, the human spirit can allow unwanted energies to pass through rather than remain trapped inside. This practice could also be connected with daily actions involving water. When washing your hands, taking a shower, or standing in the rain, you can quietly imagine that every drop of water is washing away tension, fear, and negativity. The body relaxes, the breath deepens, and the mind gradually returns to balance. Over time, this simple connection with water creates a powerful habit of inner cleansing. Instead of carrying the emotional burdens of the world, you learn to release them regularly. The mind becomes clearer, the heart lighter, and the spirit more resilient. Through this quiet relationship with water, transformation happens naturally. What once felt heavy begins to dissolve, and the inner world slowly becomes calm again. Like a clear stream flowing through a forest, the spirit regains its natural movement, free from the weight of energies that were never meant to stay. The law of return in the universe: everything sent out into the world eventually returns to its origin. Just like rivers return to the ocean and rain returns to the earth, negative intentions will naturally return to their source without the need for revenge. In the natural order of the universe, nothing truly disappears. Everything that is sent out eventually finds its way back to its point of origin. This quiet principle can be seen everywhere in nature. The rivers that flow from the mountains travel great distances, yet they always return to the vast ocean. From the ocean, water rises again as clouds move across the sky and falls once more as rain upon the earth. The journey continues in an endless circle, showing that every action in nature is part of a returning cycle. The same pattern exists within human energy and intention. Every thought, word, and action carries a certain force. When kindness is sent into the world, it spreads outward and eventually finds a way to return, sometimes through unexpected moments of support, friendship, or opportunity. In the same way, harmful intentions such as jealousy, hatred, or malice also follow this circular path. They travel outward from the person who created them, but they do not vanish. They continue moving until they return to the place from which they began. Many people do not realize this law, and because of that, they try to fight negativity with more negativity. When someone feels attacked by harmful words or hidden ill intentions, they may respond with anger or revenge. At first, this reaction feels powerful, as though justice has been served. But in reality, this only adds more negative energy into the same cycle. The circle grows larger and heavier, pulling more people into its movement. The wiser path is to step out of that cycle rather than feeding it. When you refuse to respond with hatred, you break the chain that allows negativity to continue spreading. Instead of becoming another source of darkness, you become a point of balance where the cycle can quietly close. Water offers a powerful reminder of this universal law. When a river receives impurities, it does not hold them forever. It carries them along its current until they are returned to the larger body of water from which the cycle continues. The river does not judge what enters it, nor does it cling to it. It simply follows its nature and allows the flow to restore balance. In the same way, when negative energy is directed toward you, you do not need to hold it within your heart. You do not need to return it with anger or revenge. Instead, you allow the natural current of the universe to carry it back to its source. This does not mean wishing harm upon anyone. It simply means refusing to become the resting place for energy that was never yours to keep. When the mind understands this law deeply, a great sense of peace begins to grow. There is no longer a need to fight every insult, defend against every rumor, or worry about every hidden intention. The universe itself already contains the mechanism of balance. What is sent out will return in its proper time. This understanding also encourages a person to become more mindful of their own thoughts and actions. Knowing that every intention eventually comes back creates a natural desire to send out more kindness, patience, and understanding. The cycle then begins to change. Instead of returning harm, life begins returning support and harmony. Through this awareness, a person learns to live with a lighter heart. The burden of revenge disappears and trust in the natural balance of life grows stronger. Just like water completing its endless journey from river to ocean and back to rain, every energy in the universe eventually returns home, guided by the quiet law of return. Purity of heart is essential. The practice only works when your heart remains peaceful and free from hatred. A calm and compassionate mind allows balance to restore itself, just as clear water reflects the sky. For any practice that seeks balance and protection from negative forces, the most important foundation is the condition of the heart. Techniques, symbols, or elements from nature can assist a person, but their true effectiveness depends on the intention that lives within the mind. If the heart is filled with anger, revenge, or hatred, even the most peaceful practice becomes clouded. Just as clear water can become muddy when disturbed, the human spirit loses its clarity when negative emotions take control. Purity of heart does not mean a person must be perfect or free from all emotion. Every human being experiences frustration, sadness, and moments of anger. These feelings arise naturally as part of life. However, purity of heart means not allowing those emotions to settle and become permanent residents within the mind. It means recognizing them, letting them pass, and returning again to calmness and understanding. When someone directs harm or negative intentions toward you, the immediate reaction may be to wish the same suffering back upon them. The mind may create stories of revenge or justice. Yet the moment those thoughts grow strong, they begin to shape the inner world. The person who holds them starts to feel heavier, more restless, and less peaceful. The negative energy that was meant to be avoided slowly finds a place to stay. This is why inner purity becomes essential when working with practices of spiritual balance. If the intention behind the practice is revenge, then the mind becomes trapped in the same cycle of hostility. But when the intention is peace and restoration, the energy begins to transform in a different way. The focus shifts from punishment to harmony, from conflict to release. Water once again offers a powerful image of this truth. When water is clear and undisturbed, it reflects the sky perfectly. The clouds, the sun, and the stars appear within it as though they were part of the water itself. But if the water becomes muddy or agitated, that reflection disappears. The sky has not changed, but the surface can no longer show it clearly. The same thing happens within the human heart. When the mind is calm and pure, wisdom becomes easy to see. Decisions become clearer, emotions settle, and the presence of peace naturally grows. But when the heart is filled with bitterness or resentment, clarity fades. Thoughts become confused, and the person begins to feel disconnected from their own sense of balance. Maintaining a pure heart also means holding compassion even for those who act from ignorance. This does not mean allowing others to harm you or pretending their actions are acceptable. Instead, it means understanding that many harmful actions come from confusion, fear, or pain within the other person. Recognizing this helps prevent the mind from becoming poisoned by hatred. Over time, this inner discipline strengthens the spirit. A person who protects the purity of their heart becomes less affected by the chaos around them. Harsh words, negative intentions, and hidden hostility lose much of their power because they cannot easily penetrate a calm and balanced mind. In this state, the practices connected with water or other natural elements become far more effective. The intention behind them remains clear and peaceful, allowing the natural flow of balance to work without interference from anger or revenge. The result is a quiet but powerful transformation. The mind becomes lighter, the heart steadier, and the spirit more resilient. Just like a still lake that reflects the sky without distortion, a pure heart reflects truth, peace, and clarity, even in a world where storms sometimes pass overhead. Droplet,